Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amara's Voice. I'm a teacher and an uplifter, which means I see people as already whole. I see them as vibrant, joyful, magnificent, and powerful. I see the source within them, which leads them to a powerful truth from within. I see them living in alignment with self, having such wonderful beliefs that make them stay in their joyful, natural element. Now, there was once a stone so magnificent that people came from every corner of the earth simply to stand before it. It was unlike anything anyone had ever known. Whoever looked upon it and held a sincere desire in their heart would see that desire instantly fulfilled. If one longed for health, they found it. If another desired peace, freedom, abundance, wisdom, or love, it was given to them. This continued for generations. Every person on earth knew of the stone, and yet no one tried to possess it. It belonged to everybody. It stood and moved, drawing people from every walk of life together. In time, humanity began to speak what became known as the language of the stone, the language of well-being, harmony, appreciation, and love. And peace spread throughout the earth. Then one day, without warning, the earth shook with a force no one had ever witnessed before. Mountains trembled, valleys split apart, and people cried out to the stone as they always had. But this time, before their eyes, the great stone shattered into countless pieces. The earth itself was divided, and fragments of the stone were scattered across the world. Many believed its power had been lost forever, for even as they pleaded as the earth divided, for the earth to become whole again, nothing happened. People mourned the loss of the great stone. They searched for it and longed for it, but no one was ever able to find the scattered pieces. One generation passed, then another, and another still. Stories of the stone slowly faded into legend until, eventually, it was forgotten altogether. Then there was a little girl who loved rocks. Whenever she could, she would ask her parents to take her outside so she could wander, collecting stones of every shape, color, and size. As she grew older, that fascination never left her. One ordinary day, while exploring as she always did, she noticed a stone unlike any she had ever seen. It was beautiful, peculiar. There was something about it she couldn't explain. What amazed her most was that it wasn't buried beneath the earth or hidden in some distant place. It simply lay there, almost as though it had been waiting for someone to find it. She carefully picked it up and hurried home, her heart racing with excitement. She gently cleaned it until it shone, then placed it on a table in her bedroom where she could see it every time she walked into the room. She couldn't stop looking at it. She had never seen a stone so beautiful. One evening, as she lay in bed looking around her room, she quietly said to herself, "Wow, I would really love a new magnifying glass." She wasn't asking anyone in particular. It was simply a thought that arose within her. The moment she finished speaking, a magnifying glass appeared in her hands. She gasped. Her heart raced as she stared at it, trying to understand what had just happened. Then, out of the corner of her eye, she noticed something unusual. The stone on her table gave off the faintest glow before becoming still again. The little girl was astonished, but she couldn't imagine the stone had anything to do with it. Days passed, and she often found herself looking at the magnifying glass, wondering where it had come from. No explanation ever seemed to satisfy her. Then, one day, another thought arose. "I'd really love a new phone," she thought, and instantly it appeared. Once again, she saw the stone emit the same soft, gentle glow. This time she couldn't ignore it. She walked over to the stone and looked at it in silence. Tentatively, she spoke another desire. it happened again, then another and another. Every sincere desire she expressed was immediately fulfilled, and every time the stone glowed a little brighter. She ran out of her room shouting, "Dad, Dad!" Startled, her father hurried over. "Dad, the stone is alive. It just gave me everything I desired." He looked at her with a puzzled smile. "Alive?" he asked. "Sweetheart, stones aren't alive. They're just stones. They don't think. They are not aware." He chuckled to himself and began walking away, shaking his head with a smile, wondering what had sparked his daughter's imagination. "Dad," she called after him, "I want you to say something you desire right now." He turned around, amused. "What are you talking about?" "Just do it," she insisted. "Anything, Dad. Just say something you truly desire." With a hesitant smile, the father sighed. "All right," he said. "I'll play you a little game." He paused for a moment before saying, "I'd love to have $1,000,000. He smiled at his daughter. "There. Does that make you happy?" Before he could say another word, stacks of money appeared on the floor before them. The father's face turned pale. He stumbled backward in disbelief, unable to comprehend what he had just witnessed. What is this?" he whispered. Fear quickly replaced his amusement. He looked at his daughter and demanded, "What kind of trick is this? What have you done? Tell me the truth." The little girl gently took hold of his hand. Dad, it's the stone," she said. "Everything we truly desire is given immediately." He stood there speechless. His mind searched for an explanation, but none came. "I found it outside," she continued, and then told him how she had discovered the beautiful stone, how she had brought it home, and how her first desires had unexpectedly come to life. Still unsure, the father quietly spoke another desire. "I want perfect health." Instantly, a feeling of strength, vitality, and well-being washed over him. His grace all faded. Now he stood in silence, overwhelmed. Without another word, he ran to find his wife. Breathless, he told her everything that had happened. Before long, the whole family stood around the stone in wonder, filled with a joy they had never known. It wasn't long before people began to notice the remarkable changes in the family's life. Whispers spread from neighbor to neighbor until the story reached every corner of the town. How are they doing this? People wondered. How did everything change so quickly? No one could explain it. Before long, people from every walk of life began arriving at the family's home, hoping to discover the secret behind their extraordinary fortune and well-being. As the crowds grew larger, the story attracted widespread attention. Eventually, the government became involved, concerned for the family's safety. Officials decided it was no longer safe for them to remain in their home and placed them under protection. Unknown to the government, the family had already asked the stone for safety and protection. And indeed, they were safe from everybody. As they prepared to leave, the little girl quietly slipped the stone into her backpack. She wasn't afraid. She wasn't afraid because she knew the stone would always provide whatever they truly needed. Still, no one knew the truth. The world saw the family's transformation, but no one knew it all began with a single stone. Once they were safely away from the crowds, government officials began asking the family countless questions about what had happened. They wanted to know everything. How had the family become so healthy, so prosperous? How had their lives changed so dramatically in such a short time? At first, no one said a word. But the little girl was young, and the weight of the secret became too much for her to carry alone. Finally, she looked at them and quietly said, "It was the stone." The room fell silent. She showed them the stone, but she never explained how it worked. Scientists, researchers, historians, and experts from every field examined it. They measured it, tested it, scanned it, and performed every experiment they could imagine. Nothing happened. The stone remained perfectly ordinary. Eventually, with no answers and growing frustration, they invited the little girl back. "Tell us," they said, "how does the stone work?" The pressure became overwhelming. At last, she told them. The little girl looked around the room and quietly said, "Whatever you truly desire is given, but for now, the stone will only respond through me." The room filled with murmurs. "Show us," they said. The little girl smiled gently. "I'd love a puppy." Instantly, a playful little puppy appeared at her feet. No one spoke. They simply stared in amazement. Then the little girl looked at everyone gathered before her and said, "This stone belongs to the world. It was never meant for one family or one nation. It was meant for everyone." She paused before continuing, "But I have asked something of the stone." Every eye remained fixed on her. "Until humanity understands what it truly is, the stone will only respond through me. If anyone comes with a sincere heart, in harmony with their deepest values, with a desire that does not harm another person, another living creature, or themselves, I will gladly ask on their behalf." This stone was never meant to reward greed, revenge, or power over others. It exists to bring greater well-being to the world, and so it was. Unknown to everyone else, the little girl had quietly asked the stone for one final gift, that until people understood its true purpose, it would answer only through her, and that it would be protected from evil hands. From that day on, the little girl with a stone around her neck, wherever she went, people looked upon her with awe. To the world, she had become the keeper of the mysterious stone, but only she and her parents knew its true power. Nobody dared to harm her, because nobody could. Together, the family made a promise they would never reveal that anyone could speak to the stone and receive the deepest desires of their heart. They would protect that truth, passing it quietly from one generation to the next, from one guardian to another, until humanity understood what the stone truly meant to everyone. And so the secret lived on. One day, as people gathered around her from every walk of life, someone asked, "What shall this stone be called?" The little girl, now a woman, looked down at it, smiled gently, and said, "It has always had a name." She held it close and said, "Faith." And from that day forward, people knew it only by that name. Generations later, long after the little girl's time on earth was complete, the stone had been faithfully passed down through her family. Each new guardian became known simply as the One. One day, the stone accidentally slipped from around the neck of the One, and a stranger picked it up, admired it, and absent-mindedly said, "I desire for my son to be healthy again." And immediately, his son was healthy. The family stood in stunned silence. After generations of believing the stone only worked through them, they had just witnessed the impossible. The old family belief had never been true. The stone had never lost its power and still belonged to everyone all along. The end. And that's the story of faith, or perhaps not. The story ends there, but that's because it isn't really about a stone. The greatest secret isn't that only one family could speak to faith. The greatest secret is that every one of us has been able to speak to faith all along, and the stone of faith is within us. The story of faith is this: every time you ask, it is given. But how do we ask? We ask through the way we feel. Our feelings point us toward the thoughts we've been practicing about any given subject. Those thoughts, repeated over time, become our beliefs, and our beliefs shape the reality we experience. That is why I always encourage you to focus on feeling good, because this is how you ask. Think about it. The way you feel today is an indication of the direction you're moving. The more you cultivate feelings of appreciation, joy, peace, enthusiasm, love, and well-being, the more you move toward experiences that reflect those states. And when you remain in thoughts that leave you feeling powerless, unloved, fearful, or discouraged, you're also moving in a direction that you do not want to experience. Our dominant emotional state becomes the direction in which we continue to move unless we consciously begin choosing different thoughts. Pay attention. We all carry the precious stone of faith within us, and it is always responding. If you continually feel disrespected, unloved, or unworthy, you're unknowingly asking for more experiences that reinforce those expectations. But when you choose thoughts that leave you feeling vibrant, hopeful, appreciative, energetic, and alive, you're asking for more of that instead. Change your thoughts, and your feelings begin to change. As your feelings change, your beliefs begin to change, and as your beliefs change, so too does the reality you experience. Have faith work for you. Now that you know the power you carry within you, use it wisely. Notice something beautiful. The great stone shattered into countless pieces, yet one tiny fragment still contained all its power. Perhaps that's true of us as well. We may feel broken, separate, or insignificant, yet every one of us still carries the whole within. That same power lives within us all. The stone in the story was never outside of you. Faith isn't something you search for or someone else possesses. It's the quiet, creative power within you that has been responding all along. Every thought you practice, every meaning you assign, every feeling you nurture is another conversation with faith. So choose those conversations wisely. Choose the ones that lead you back to well-being, because that's where your greatest power has always been. We all have the precious stone of faith within us. We always have. We simply forgot it was there, and it's always working whether you like what you're getting or not. I'm Amara, and I'm pondering for the love of pondering. I love you all. Focus on feeling good. Bye.